Okay guys, so to get to your ball joints and stuff, I went ahead and loosened the 22mm lug nuts and the 36mm axle nut before I jacked the truck up, just to make it easier. Then we took the tire off, and obviously I took the axle nut off the rest of the way. Right now we've got the top 21 or 22mm bolt out of the brake caliper bracket, and we were working on the bottom one right here. We already got it loose, and we got some wire ready to hang it up so there's not pressure on the line. The upper one right here is, I think, an 18, and then the lower one down here is like a 24 or something like that. And then there's like the Allen key on the bottom, which if you don't have, you might be able to get away with vice grips or whatever. But this top one is I'll just go to the other side to show you. It snowed a whole bunch again. Sucks, but yeah, we've got the CV axle tied up out of the way because I have the lower ball joint pressed up in. That's the direction that this one goes, and then the upper one presses down in. So we had to do the reverse basically to get them out. You have to press the upper one up out, and then this one you have to press down to get out. I ended up getting the master ball joint set as well as just the basic one. These things are directional. Sometimes they want you to make sure that you can get to the grease cert that should be installed. There's like a divot on the A arm. Okay, so we got the caliper bolts out and the caliper hung up out of the way and everything. We also disconnected our wheel speed sensor since we're putting in the new wheel bearings and stuff. Your rotor should just pull right off like this. And then there's an Allen bolt to get that wheel speed sensor out. I recommend loosening these 15mm bolts out of the back of the knuckle that go to your wheel bearing while it's connected to the upper and lower control arm, because it'll just spin on you while it's out otherwise. I'm just using a big adjustable crescent wrench to try and get the inner tie rod spun out of the center link. We went ahead and got the 21 off of the tie rod, geez, right there, and we have the 15s loose out of the back here. We also loosened the 24 down there and the 19. I'm not sure if you're able to see that 19 after we pulled the cotter pin out. So we're just gonna kind of beat on this a little bit, hold the old wheel bearing out, old hub and everything, and this is the new one. It goes just like that, but we need to flip it the other way around basically. As you can see, I got grease on there. I lubed up that seal on the inside so that it slides on there nicely. And then the orientation of your wheel speed sensor here is important. Put Loctite on these 15 mils and tightened them down to 177 foot-pounds. You kind of have to just mix and match and see what deals, what adapters are going to work for you. But in the direction pressing, so I'm trying to press the upper ball joint out, I need a cup space so that the ball joint has somewhere to go up here, and then obviously something to push up against the bottom of it. Just start cranking this, and as you tighten this down, it's gonna pull this up and press that upper ball joint up into this cup space so that you can pull it out. And then we'll do the reverse. We'll basically just flip-flop this so that this is on top and this is on bottom, so that you have a space to press the new one down into. As I was tightening down, this guy started getting loose, which is kind of your sign that he's popped up and out of there. The boot is pretty mangled and hanging me up here. There we go. We got it out. So yeah, that guy clearly needed to be replaced. He's flopping around like a fish. If you have a wire brush or something like that, it's a good idea. Go ahead and clean this up. And certain guys use certain things for pressing this in. Some people say dry is tighter, basically. Some guys put grease in here. I am just gonna spray some PB Blaster in here, clean it up. We went ahead and flipped our cups and stuff. We had to use a couple different adapters here just so that we're not putting pressure in areas we don't want to on the new ball joint. You can see it's all clean and everything. We're ready to press it down in. The stud should come right through this hole on the end of the C-clamp there. If you just watch those threads, hopefully you can see as I'm tightening this down, it's pressing it slowly into the upper control arm. Yeah, so that's all we're doing here, guys. Just make sure that it's going in straight. It's not going in cockeyed or anything like that. You're applying even pressure. Make sure when you're done it's seated evenly all the way around. Adjustable crescent wrench, like right in the way. You can see the boot to the tie rod right there, and then the nut just behind it is connected to your center link right there, and they put some crazy Loctite on there, so you might have to heat it up and everything to get it up off of there. Get this guy on there like this and take it off, so you can see it's kind of started stripping a little bit, so might end up needing to use a pipe wrench, and some people put another one on the center link so that it doesn't put so much pressure on like the pitman arm and stuff like that. We got upper and lower pressed in on both sides, and then obviously we got the wheel bearings installed, so we just have to do these janky old little tie rods there and put everything back together, the reverse.